Stop making me feel all self-conscious. I'll have to touch my boobies. Calm myself down.
Hey, this is JaeJae, and I'm fondling myself, and you're listening to What the Fuck?
I love Niecy Nash. Oh my God. That woman could suffocate me with them titties. They need to crack a book that starts with the word dick and ends with shenary.
I did not realize we were going to have this much
You were not
good
mentally
stuff.
prepared.
No, and I'm glad.
I have no filter.
Being mentally
sometimes.
prepared
Like,
is for fucking losers.
TMI should be my middle name.
I want that shit smashed in my face, man. Watch this right here. Watch. Oh, motherfucker.
But it went through. Really? Fucking dog. It went. Were you having weird kinky sex?
No.
What do they call it? The fourth hole?
Yeah.
We're not editing any of this shit out.
I do have a hole in the back of my thigh.
Fuck yeah, you
Because
do.
I fell on a piece
Giddy
of
up.
rebar and
Yeah,
stabbed
whatever helps you sleep at night, kiddo.
Beaver nuggets
nuggets.
be fucking you
No,
up.
I actually quit drinking those, or quit eating those. Let me tell you what I did today, though.
Hey, this is JaeJae, and you're listening to What the Fuck?
Today on What the Fuck,
What the fuck?
in 1994, a very young Jake was being transferred from Roanoke, Virginia, Navy recruiting duty to Rotational Crew Delta in Ingleside, Texas. So I don't know exactly if it was 1994 that I met JaeJae, but it was
No, 95.
95. I was living off base with my buddy Dave and a few other pals. And because of the name of our command, we titled our trailer Delta House. And we lived up to the reputation of Delta House, Animal House. And JaeJae quickly became a Delta groupie. And that's kind of the best way to put it.
I like
Would you
that.
agree with that there, JaeJae?
In the beginning, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
At some point within the first year, I morphed into less of a groupie and more of one of you.
Yeah.
Because I was in on the pranks, I was in on the smack talking, I was coming up with the crap to do.
So,
Yeah.
JaeJae, you were active duty Navy.
I was not. I was a
You were
teenager.
not?
I had just graduated high school in 94.
Get square the fuck out of town.
Yeah.
She wasn't even legal to
I
drink.
was making assumptions that you were
Yeah, no.
How
you
dare
were a
you
fucking
assume,
squid
Don?
like the rest. Listen, I get it. But I'm Gen X and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
so.
we just, no, I had just finished school though.
I thought maybe you were Navy
No.
girl.
JaeJae was actually mentioned on the episode with, she's been mentioned on 2 episodes. One with Dave, they call her Domino, so we mentioned JaeJae there. The other episode, I don't remember.
The onions.
The one with the onions. We were at some club. We got hungry. We said, let's go to Whataburger, grab a burger. And we went there. We drove back to the club before we decided to eat our food.
Yeah,
and that's
we're
when
in
I
the
bit
park.
into the sandwich and I discovered it had onions. And JaeJae got behind the wheel and she drove us.
Barreled.
I barreled.
Barreled
Yeah, I didn't.
back to the
My
Whataburger
driving
and-
skills were questionable.
She chucked that burger across the counter and she said, what part of no fucking onions do you not understand? It was amazing to watch.
I hate
That
onions.
does, in fact, sound amazing.
Yeah.
And we thank you from a long line of sailors that we meet people like you. Because,
The story itself is funny, but what is really funny is my personality back then was more fun-loving, and I was not very confrontational. So for me to lose my shit, everybody was mind-boggled. Like, no, JaeJae didn't do that. I'm like, yeah, dude, she
Yes,
did.
she did. Yeah. We came up with our little tradition. We would have parties, and at the end of the party, you always knew that the party was over when we would start singing karaoke, and the very last song would be The River by Garth Brooks. And JaeJae would get up there and sing it with me and do the harmony parts. That's when you knew, when you heard The River, it's
time to go.
Start winding
get
down.
the fuck
The
out.
fuck out.
Get with whoever you're going to get with, drink up, because this is it. Were you there the day that we told Grammy that he had to streak
Yes,
around?
I was.
Okay.
I was. I watched it. I laughed. It was my favorite
Yeah.
thing. Back then, Grimmy was the the absolute crush of my heart, love of my life. I wanted him so bad.
And he's a cop now.
Yep.
He was the most clean-cut one, but he really wanted to be a part of Delta House. So he came over one night, and we told him that if you really want to do this, then everyone here has done this. You need to streak around the trailer park. You know, nothing on but your tennis shoes.
He did us proud.
He did, and he exceeded that. There was a bar behind the trailer park.
Oh, God bless
He
him.
ran out and ran into the
Through the
front
bar.
door of the bar, through the back door, and came back.
Jesus.
He was overachiever.
Well, and when you say that he was clean cut, what he means by that is not only his appearance was clean cut, but you could make him blush by saying pussy. Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
was just flaming red.
He was a nice boy.
Really?
He was a
That's
good boy.
He was
Crazy.
just a good kid. And he whipped out his Johnson and ran through a
Through a
fucking
bar.
bar. Love that guy already.
And then when he got back, we promptly told him that none of us had done that, and he was the.
Is
the
this
only
young
one who's
man
ever-
still around?
Oh, absolutely.
He's a cop in Michigan.
We need his ass on this motherfucking show and be like, listen,
He's adorable.
don't pull any punches, man. I mean, officer, sergeant.
the
whatever
invitation has
fuck
already
you are.
been made.
That's awesome.
That's
is the
actually
best.
that's one of the best things. That's why I say my relationship with you guys started off as groupie and morphed into something else because I'm still friends with all of these people today.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we talk,
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Nice.
I've
Yeah, I
been
told
very
Dave last
lucky.
night. I said, JJ's coming on the show. He's like, holy shit.
Yeah,
That's fucking great, man. See, I love stories like that because,
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
yeah,
So,
friendship.
JJ, you've been listening to the show.
Always
So you know what we do here. Last time you thought it, said it, screamed it, pondered
10
it.
minutes before
What
I
you
got
got?
on here.
Hey, now.
So I am officially into menopause. Up until now, it's really just been like the hot flashes, the heat. You know, like I'm so hot, and I get hot enough that I mean, it gets bad enough you throw up, and it's a horrible thing. You feel like you're on fire. But here in the last couple of months, has been more like this emotional roller coaster from hell. And anytime this bitch wants to let me off, I'll be appreciative of it because this is some bullshit. I am crying over a fucking meme on Facebook. I mean, like, what the? And then literally, and I'm not kidding, literally, my husband rolls in on his wheelchair and I'm like, what the fuck do you want, Tubby? I mean, you're breathing. Can you just fucking not?
Yeah,
Is
don't
this
do
just
it.
now happening to you in menopause? I'm starting to hit Perry, and I'm already
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, but for me and Perry, it was a lot less. It was like these long stretches, rather. I mean, of
It don't take much to make Sammy cry these days.
for the most part, I was having the anger issues kind of a thing up until now. It's more like, oh, you're breathing. Oh, you're chewing funny. Oh, you blinked. You know, I mean, it's stupid stuff, but that's what
You're
was.
breathing my air.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Oh, see, my ADHD has had me that way my whole life.
Yeah.
What you call stupid stuff is a lifestyle for me.
Well, and
Not anymore. I've chilled out.
yeah, and I tend to be a very optimistic person. I'm usually in a good mood. If I'm in a bad mood, something's wrong, and so for me to be this dragon lady from hell,
Yeah.
Sammy and I talk about this, JJ, all the time about our ADHD because we've been diagnosed with this shit. We take fucking medication.
yeah,
Somebody told me this, somebody smarter than I. It said, listen, if you wake up in the morning and you meet an asshole, you know what happened? You met an asshole.
yeah.
But if you wake up every single day and you meet an asshole, you are the asshole.
Probably true.
And that was a formative day in my life. I was like, holy fucking shit. I am the asshole. I am the Karen, the Ken, the fuck you guy.
And everybody around you was like, "You're just now figuring this out."
Yeah, I didn't want to do that shit anymore. I mean, listen, Jake and I've worked together long enough where he's seen. I mean, I'd get very emotional about some shit, but now I just,
And likewise, you've seen me get sporty.
Oh god.
yeah, we've gotten sporty as fuck, dude, and we're just now. It's like, man, I just love
We've
life
gotten
too
sporty
much.
with each other.
Absolutely.
We have.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I think that's what makes our relationship so good, though. 'cause
Yeah.
We are vehemently opposed on certain subjects, and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, none.
Yeah,
At all.
I've just
None.
gotten to that point in life where I'm like, I'm not going to argue with stupid.
Hell no. I'm not arguing with
Anybody.
anybody. I used to be that way. I'd want to argue, or I'd want to be right.
Well, and
I don't care anymore.
if you want to talk about it and have a conversation, we can have a conversation. I can say, I hate such and such, but I can still listen to you and respect that you may have those views. I'm just going to tell you, that's great that you do. I don't. I'm happy for you. We're still buddies. We're good. I usually am able to do that. There have been a few occasions, like I said, you can't argue with stupid. And if you're just going to not be willing to listen, then it's just not worth talking to you about.
Right.
And that I think is
Yeah.
a bigger problem. People don't want to listen to the other person.
People want to be right. You're exactly right, Jake.
You want to be right.
Jake and I spoke about this 3 years ago when we started on this journey of trying to figure out. It was Jake's brainchild to do this podcast, and we just started it, recently.
Yeah.
But it was going to be Jake and I in our opposition to politics, and we don't talk about politics on this show for a reason.
No, and as you shouldn't.
No, we don't. Politics aren't fucking funny.
No.
I'm funny. Politics,
Not so
so
much.
fucking much. But anyway, the point is that the stupid part is that people will not flex. If they hear it, if they think, feel, or believe, and I'll be the first guy to tell you, I don't give a shit what you think, feel, or believe. It does not matter to me one iota.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I want to know what you know.
Yeah.
It's just like going to court. Doesn't matter what you believe. It only matters what you can prove.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And another one is if you're scared of the answer, buy a motherfucking dog.
Yeah.
If you're scared, buy a dog.
Yeah.
What?
I got 4.
I like that.
Take 1.
I'm not sure where that part of that conversation stemmed from. Probably me, but
If Don and I had pursued that original concept, the show wouldn't have lasted because everyone is fucking doing that, right?
Yeah.
There's only so much that you can argue about.
And then it's the same shit day in and day out a lot of times. Yeah.
But here's the cool thing about what we're doing. There's going to be no shortage of material. Somebody is always going to be saying or wondering or yelling, what the fuck,
Oh, God.
at something that is happening in
Daily.
real time in their life. And it doesn't have to do with politics. It's everyday life.
you make a
Yeah.
very strong point there, Jake, because every fucking day, some motherfucker is driving in the left lane who needed to be all the way over in the right lane.
Yeah.
Not the middle lane. The left lane, motherfuckers, is for crime. God damn
It's
it.
like every day I'm left dealing with people that refuse to commit crimes in
Nope.
the name of
If
sanity.
you in my lane, we committing crimes, boy.
We talked about this yesterday. So we
Oh, God, yeah.
So road rage is one of those things where you can talk off. You know what? Okay, I'll just go ahead and say it. Road rage is kind of like politics in the fact that it's always going to be there.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are always going to be screaming
Yep.
about it. Okay, so we had to get that episode out of our system. It was building up to that. There were a couple episodes prior to that where we would kind of talk about it, and then finally, I don't know what happened. I think I opened it up with that crazy chick that was in a high-speed chase. And the
called
cop fucking
AAA.
spiked her tires, and then she called AAA. And then from there, it just divulged to...
At the end of the day, it really was a fun episode.
It was.
but
It was.
The only other what the fuck I've had happen was for my birthday back in April, a very good friend of mine sent me a Kindle Color Soft, which is a very nice, expensive gift.
Nice.
How do you like it?
I didn't. I sent it back.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Was it because the coloring was funky and like
No.
had the yellow bar of light at the bottom?
I use a Kindle to read. I don't read magazines. I don't read. So
Okay.
it did me no good. It being in colors.
Unless you're reading comics and shit. Yeah. It's
For me,
yeah.
it was just not the right product.
But you sent it back.
I sent it back.
Yeah.
$307. I waited for
Okay.
almost a month. My birthday was April 4th. I got it like the 5th. I sent it back on the 8th. May 20th. There was a blurb on there saying that there's a problem with your return. Please contact us. Contacted them. Turns out it was a backlog, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Talked to the people, and they're very nice. They get me within 2 days. I had the $307 back in my account, my credit. And I'm like,
nice.
fantastic. This is amazing.
So did you get a paperweight instead?
No, I got the Scribe.
Oh, did you? Oh, you got the Scribe. Oh,
I went
okay.
ahead and got the Scribe. Ordered that on like June 8th. And well, today, June 25th, I get an email saying your refund has been issued.
What?
So they're not going to send it to you.
And no, I've got another $307 in my
Yeah,
Amazon
That's the
account.
way to fucking
Yeah,
that's the
she
way to
got
do it.
the scribe and she got the refund.
Yeah,
What the heck?
got both.
JJ is
Oh, wow.
a fucking thief.
But she's a thief due to somebody else's incompetence. so-
Correct.
Yeah, they just they
there's
sent me
that.
the
And
They
I
gave me
love exploiting other people's incompetence.
That's a real nice gift horse.
So now I'm sitting here,
Big fan.
moral fucking dilemma, because so I call my mother. Because what do I do, Jake, when I need something? I call mommy.
What did mom say?
Mom said,
Just use that money towards buying books to put on your Kindle.
and I told mom, and she said,
If I had $300 to spend on Kindle books,
Yeah.
I would go insane.
she was fantastic. I said, Mom, I got a moral dilemma, and I need you to taught me how to be an asshole and a bad person. And I tell her what happened, and she starts laughing. She goes, fuck that. Keep the money.
Keep the money.
Not even a
In
thing.
this economy, babe, keep that money.
I started-
Buy you
Yeah.
some books.
I was rolling. I'm like, actually, and what's even worse is I get a bunch of free books. And I mean, like right now, for a good 10 years, 4 of us shared the same Kindle account for books. So I have a god awful stupid amount. Like my to be read pile will never get read in my lifetime.
Do you subscribe to BookBub?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
And you
that's
know
right.
what I'm talking about.
Mine's full because of BookBub too. Yes.
If you subscribe to Kindle Unlimited, most of the books on there suck
have that as well.
balls. However,
Yeah.
No, they don't.
when you get
Not all of them.
into factual things, like I'm into fermenting and pickling
Oh,
and
yeah,
canning
like-
shit, they've got tons of instructional
So
books on
much.
stuff. There's not a lot of books on there like the New York Times #1s and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff
no,
that I give a shit about.
I'm
but
just there for the smut.
The smut.
Sammy's there for
yes,
the smut.
you are.
Yeah, the dirtier the better.
There's a lot
there
of
for the
smut on
instructional
Kindle
manuals.
Unlimited.
Sammy, what you're saying about your smut consumption?
I read it like it's my damn job.
It's
Yeah, baby. That's what
I
I'm
Every
wish I
night.
could get paid to read it. Shit.
Girl, I guarantee you there's something out there that will pay you to do that.
I can whip through these books too. I can get through a book usually in like a day or less.
less.
I tried to narrate
Yeah.
smut one time and I just couldn't keep a straight face and I couldn't.
Yeah, now
my voice
narrating's
was
a whole
cracking.
nother story.
Yeah, I
I
would-
would start laughing so hard trying to narrate. I'd be like, I can't do that.
I was going to say,
I
there,
couldn't do it.
you've probably come across, like, as you're going through your genres and downloading books and stuff on BookBug, there
Yeah.
sometimes you kind of slip into the weird shit, like the, paranormal
I've started
monsters.
going. Well, I like monster smut, but I've started
Monster
filtering.
smut.
Monster
Yes,
smut.
I've started filtering because I hate pregnancy tropes.
Yeah, I hate
cannot
that.
Stand
I hate
them.
that too.
Fucking hate them.
Hate that
And
crap.
anything that's like single parent tropes.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm
not-
not here for the kids. I'm only here for the
Yeah.
smut. Fuck the kids. I don't want to
I can see an audio book here that
Yeah.
her vagina was moist.
Don't. That's not an ever allowed to be used word ever.
What, vagina or moist?
Moist.
Oh, really?
How would that line go in Monster Smut? Her blah, blah, blah was
No, it's usually more so the men.
The
or
men are the monsters,
monsters.
not her.
And they got like
Yeah.
tentacles and shit.
Oh, there was.
Oh,
I
wow.
read one where it was talking about like a split penis. Like
Uh-huh.
he
Get the
entered
fuck
her,
outta
and
here.
then he entered her, and I'm. Oh, and then the tail had like a sucker on it.
Have you read Her Soul to Keep, where his is so big that it rearranges her guts to be able to,
be able to
fit
fit?
inside of her?
well, Don.
I do not have that problem. I do not have that
yeah.
problem. I'm Irish.
Yeah.
So no. The only thing I got to rearrange is I got to rearrange pubic hair to find the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's not true. I still can't find it.
Oh,
So
You're so
at
stupid.
this stage in life, I got erectile dysfunction so bad. Who gives a fuck?
This episode went from rated R to rated X.
That is
Thank you.
another what the fuck.
Woo! Have to put a content warning on this episode.
Yeah,
sorry.
we're
I just brought the collective IQ down
No,
about
it's
30
all
points.
good.
JaeJae joins the show and crashes the show.
Join me in the gutter.
Yeah.
Join me
Wait,
in the
listen,
gutter.
I guarantee you, we've got listeners out there who are like, they're funny, but what we really need is to lower the IQ.
We need an offshoot to this, like
I
a side
told
segment that's like
him.
book
We need the
recommendations
IQ,
from the What the Fuck
EQ,
crew.
SQ, and AQ to be totally thrown out the goddamn window.
Yeah.
I told Jake that this would happen. I said, I'm going to get on there and people are going to be like, that chick needs to get out of the gutter. And I'm going to be like, I can't. I've been living here so fucking long.
So she used a word other than moist.
Yeah, we don't use that word in the book world.
What is it with the word?
Is that
moist?
right?
Because
I
they
had no idea moist
overused
was not a
it.
thing.
They overuse
No, it's
it
because
so
the word
badly.
moist is so fucking gross.
Well,
it just in general,
that.
it's the onomatopoeia of it too. Just saying the word moist.
Onomatopoeia.
Really?
Yeah, that one doesn't bother
Is that
me.
kind of like Sherpa?
Yeah, it's like a verbal Sherpa.
Damn.